All right, so my important phone call. That was really uncalled for. Okay. My important call is over, and I'm excited. I recently applied for a position where I get to help with the elderly, and so I applied for a position to do something like that as a part-time job. And I just passed my first interview yesterday, and then I had my second interview a few minutes ago, and they're going to do my background check, and it's good news, you know? I'm so excited to give back, and I really hold elder people in high regard, and I just love them. So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited at the turn of events in my life, and I don't know, I'm just thankful. So I'm going to go ahead and get back into this. So, I thought you wanted the world to think we were in love, batting her eyelashes as she smiled again. And theatrically added, "Our love will burn like a flame, and then it will sadly extinguish itself." There was zero amusement in his expression. "The terms of the non-disclosure agreement includes your sister." "I know," eyeballing him back, and she gave him her most withering stare. "You made a liar out of me." Now he was the one to conjure a fake smile. Conjure, not conjure. Should I just stop this and read it again? I'm 2 minutes into it. Oh, I'll just deal with it, okay? Just deal with it, all right? Critique me all you want. I'm not a professional. I mess up all the time. So what? The 52. He switched his attention back to his laptop. "We can add it to your list of attributes." Suddenly afraid she might slap the laptop's lid onto his fingers, she spun around and poked her head around a Parisian wall. Behind it, she found the whitest, cleanest kitchen she'd ever seen. Unsurprisingly, it was functional, over beautiful. The only gadget on display was a coffee machine that probably cost more than her monthly mortgage. She looked back at Damien. "If you own this place, why does it look like a decluttered show home?" "I use it as a convenient base, nothing more. Banco Delgado has offices on the 31st and 32nd floor of the building opposite to us." She sighed in mock disappointment. His eyes narrowed. "Now what? I guess there's like sirens everywhere. Hold on just a few moments." "Welcome back to Bolo Up again." His eyes narrowed. "Now what? I guess you lived in the same building as your offices." "Just as well. I never made a bet on it." "Where's your staff?" Surely a man of Damien's wealth had live-in staff. "The building's concierge service includes staff when I need them." "Great." That meant they were truly alone. "Do you get them to spy on your front door for you too?" His jaw clenched. "I'm paying you to do a job, not make endless speculation." "Then maybe you should have chosen an actress with a blunter brain." "Blunter brain? What's a blunter brain?" She stated sweetly. "Can I be nosy and look through your kitchen cupboards?" "If it shuts you up for 5 minutes, be my guest." "Cheers." Suspicion now in his eyes, he followed her into the kitchen and put the laptop on a work surface. "Why do you want to look?" She opened the nearest cupboard. It was empty. "I'm curious what a billionaire's cutlery is like." She opened another cupboard and found that one empty too. "Where's your food?" "Are you always this nosy?" "Only on special occasions." I'll be able to tell anyone who asks how a billionaire lives what the answer's soullessly. Useless. Discussing your decluttered show home apartment is a breach of the NDA. His look became meditative. Are you always so antagonistic? Not at all. The next cupboard was also empty. Consider yourself special. Why? Are they flirting or what? I think so. Foreplay? You have to ask. I'm paying you handsomely to perform a role that is no different than what you perform on stage. You are certain to get a career boost from it. I do all this and you still act like I'm El Cuco. A cupboard with a set of plates and bowls. And what a surprise, they're all white. El who? El Cuco. He's like your boogeyman. Right. Well, considering you won't let me quit this role even though you know I only took it because I thought you were blackmailing me, can you blame me for thinking of you as an El Cuco figure? He raised a brow. You expect me to believe you would have turned all that money down? Yeah, that's not enough. I offered to pay the money back, remember? Whether you believe that was genuine or not is on you. I don't care what you believe. Have you got anything alcoholic to drink? When did you last eat? An hour before the performance? I will order food. Drink first. Not a good idea on an empty stomach. Who made you my mother? Mia? Damien sucked a large breath in, closed his laptop. From the moment they stepped into his apartment, there had been a manic energy about her. Have you been taking drugs? She looked affronted at the question. Of course not. You sure? There had been no suggestion from the reports he had compiled on her that she still used drugs. And he'd been prepared to give her the benefit of the doubt on the score because she had the talent and the look he needed, and he had been desperate. For possibly the 100th time, he wondered how great a mistake he'd made in choosing her. I don't take drugs. You used to. He cannot deny that. A spark similar to the flashes he'd seen whenever he mentioned her criminal record flew from her eyes, but her lips clamped together. Holding onto his temper by a whisker, he scrutinized her more closely. Damien knew what drug addiction looked like. He knew too many people who relieved the pressures that came with a high-octane career in the banking and finance industries with cocaine, not to recognize the signs of a user. Mia's eyes were bright and her cheeks flushed with color, but there was no sign of dilated pupils or runny nose, and nor did she do the obsessive sniffing he associated with the drug use. You are displaying edgy behavior. She pressed her back against the worktop. I'm not edgy. I'm nervous. And can you blame me? Are you afraid of me? She stilled as her eyes found his, the animation in her features dulling. Then her head dropped, and she said in a low voice, I'd be a fool not to be afraid. And in that instant, her antagonism made perfect sense. Pinching the bridge of his nose, Damien swallowed back rising guilt. And this concludes our segment for today. We're going to leave off on page 55, and I'll see you tonight. Tonight we're going to have 3 reads, so I'll be back with another one. So you got me caught between yesterday and today.